students! Welcome back! It's been a while. Say hello to our second quarter's first lesson. Before we discuss our new lesson for the second quarter, let us have a short recall. Can you still remember the first quarter's lessons? Try to answer the following questions. First, what have you learned from the first quarter of 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world? Which lesson or lessons did you like the most? Why? And lastly, which lesson or lessons did you find challenging? I hope that you keep in your mind the lessons that we have tackled. Now, let us have a short game. It is called Configuration Game. Here, you will guess the hidden words that are associated with reading through configuration. Let's have the first one. The description says, it is done at a speed 3 to 4 times faster than normal reading. What is it? You are given 3 letters to help you figure out the answer. It is correct. That is skimming. Next, quickly reading a text to get the summary of it. What is it? Right. That is scanning. Number 3, an approach that takes a large amount of reading. That is correct. Extensive reading. Number 4, an action or skill of reading written or printed matter silently or aloud. What is it? Awesome! That is reading. Number 5, a way of dealing with something. How do we call it? Yes, that is approach. Well done! Thanks for playing! Now, let us have the objectives of today's lesson. First, write a close analysis and critical interpretation of literary texts using a reading approach and identify representative text from Africa and Asia. Number 2, create or produce a creative representation of a literary text by applying multimedia skills. And number 3, show appreciation of different representative literary text. Let's proceed to our lesson. Today we will be dealing with reading approach or the different reading approaches. Teachers use reading approach as one of the methods in teaching English. This approach is one way of solving students' reading problems. Students are demanded to read more to improve their knowledge and get new ideas. Inferencing, guessing, and predicting are important skills developed in reading. By reading, students will know about the difference of culture by reading across cultural understanding, and they will learn how to pronounce the words correctly. In reading approach, students are expected to improve their English skills. Let us first define what is reading approach. A reading approach is a way or method that will help students to solve their problem in reading. Do you have any problem in reading? Well, with this lesson, you will be given help on how to solve them. Before, when we were in our lower grade levels, these various approaches were taught to us. Our teachers, when we were young, are teaching learners to get meaning from whole chunks of text. Second, they are teaching whole words and going on to larger chunks of text. Third, they are teaching whole words and breaking them down into smaller parts. Fourth, they are teaching parts of words and putting them together into whole words. Or, lastly, teaching meaning, whole words, and part of words from the very beginning. But now that you are already in senior high school, you will be given different reading approaches, just like the following. We have skimming, scanning, and extensive reading. Let's differentiate and go one by one on these different reading approaches. First, we have skimming. In skimming, the main idea of a text is quickly identified. The goal is to read shorter texts to extract accurate detailed information. Skimming is done at speed 3 to 4 times faster than regular reading. People often skim when they have lots of material to read in a limited amount of time. Some students will read the first and last paragraphs using headings, summarizes, and other organizers as they move down the page or screen. Some might also read the title, subtitles, subheadings, and illustrations. Other people consider reading the first sentence of each paragraph. Skimming works well to find dates, names, and places, just like in the picture. It might be used to review graphs, tables, and charts. This technique is useful when you are seeking specific information rather than reading for comprehension. Next, we have scanning. Scanning is quickly reading a text to get the summary of it. It is a technique wherein students search for keywords or ideas. Scanning involves moving eyes quickly down the page, seeking specific words and phrases. Scanning is also used for the reader to find answers to questions. Once a student scanned the document, they will go back and skim it. And lastly, extensive reading. Extensive reading is an approach to language learning, including foreign language learning, by means of a large amount of reading. The reader's view and review of unfamiliar words in a specific context will allow the reader to infer the word's meaning to learn unknown words. Extensive reading is the free reading of books and other written material that is not too difficult for readers. Extensive reading is sometimes called free voluntary reading. Can you now differentiate these three reading approaches? Well, surely you can. Without further ado, let's now try your reading skills. Kindly refer to your module on reading the literary texts. And here are some related information to easily understand the stories and passages from the world that you will find on our module. Let's have first Activity 1, entitled Read Me. The passage is entitled Chechnya. What is Chechnya? Chechnya is officially the Chechen Republic. It is a republic of Russia situated in the North Caucasus of Eastern Europe, close to the Caspian Sea. It is also a predominantly Muslim region in southern Russia, which declared its independence from Russia after the breakup of the Soviet Union. As you can see in the picture, Chechnya is a place within Russia. For sure, that is an interesting story that you can find in the module. Next, Activity 2, Scan Me. Here is a short background of the story and its author. Before reading, make sure you know about them. In the module, you can find an adaptation of this story entitled Journey to the River Sea. The story is all about this. It is 1910 and Maya, tragically orphaned at 13, has been sent from England to start a new life with distant relatives in Manaus, hundreds of miles up the Amazon. She is accompanied by an eccentric and mysterious governess who has secret reasons of her own for making the journey. And the author is none other than Eva Ibbotson. She was an Austrian-born British novelist known for her children's books. Next, let's have Assessment 2.2 entitled Critical Reading Check. The passage on this part of the module activity is entitled Shimenawa. What is Shimenawa? It is a special rope tied around or across an object or space to denote its sanctity or purity. They are usually made of rice straw or hemp, which can be found at Shinto shrines, torii gates, trees, and landmark rocks. For sure, you know which country it came from. As you can see at the left pictures, it's from Japan. Next, Activity 4, Critical Analysis of the Poem. In this part of the module's activity, you will be writing a critical essay. What is a critical essay first? A critical essay is an analysis of any piece of text, book, a movie, an article, or even a painting. Why do we write critical essays? Or what is the purpose of writing critical essays? Critical essays Analyze and evaluate the meaning and significance of a text, rather than making a judgment about its content or quality. And how do we write critical essays? Of course, you have to explore the strong and weak sides within a given subject. Give the positive and negative sides of your subject, as well as the advantages and disadvantages. You should also do research and cite credible sources that support your claim. Normally, critical essays are written in 5 paragraphs, but as for this activity, you will only be writing 3 paragraphs. With the help of this guide on writing a critical essay, in your module, you can find this table. By answering the questions in this table, you will be able to construct your introduction, your body, and closing. Let's take a look at this table. For the introduction, you will be giving background information about the work. First, of course, the title, the author, purpose of the poem, provide evidence, extract lines from the poem, and also the theme of the poem. All about the background information about the text. For the body, you will be constructing a summary in your own words. You will be writing here also the issues being raised in the poem. And lastly, for the closing or the third paragraph, the Roman numeral number 3, interpretation and evaluation. Here is where you first A. Discuss the style of the author in presenting the issues. How would you analyze his style? B. Discuss if the author was successful in persuading the audience regarding the issues. Was he convincing? And also Roman numeral number 4, your own reflection. How do the issues presented affect you? As a person, as a student, as a child, tell your reflection about it. Again, follow this format to create a 3-paragraph critical essay. Next, for performance task number 1, you will be making a digital picture story. How are you making this digital picture story? Follow these directions. Analyze the verse or the poem in the module and explore the content, theme, setting, and message of the poem by creating a visual poem. Select a part of the poem that gave a great impact to you. Search for images online that support the required elements of the poem. You may select any multimedia tools that suits your skills and availability of gadget. To simplify the instruction according to your learning modality, listen carefully. For online distance learners and modular digitized, follow these instructions. While reading the poem, try to visualize its content, theme, setting, and message. You may search for images online that exactly portrays your visualization of the poem. Then, select a part of the poem that gave a great impact to you. Creatively collage, design, and beautify the appearance of your visualized image. For the modular digitized, post on our Facebook page. For the ODL students, post it in our Google Classroom. How about for the modular printed? While reading the poem, visualize its content, theme, setting, and message. Search for images online that exactly portrays your visualization of the poem. Select a part of the poem that gave a great impact to you. Next, creatively collage, design, and beautify the appearance of your visualized image. Then, print out your image or your graphic, your finished product, then attach to your paper to be submitted. I hope the instructions were clear. This is an example of how your performance task may appear. Be creative and think of out-of-the-box ideas to pull off a very good digital picture story. And here's how you will be graded according to these rubrics. Now, get your head in the lesson and remember to answer only the activities mentioned here. And for our reminders, That is all for today. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you again.